All right, welcome back to Dwayne's Roses. Once again, I'm glad you've joined me, and today I'm excited to talk about a few of our very favorite fragrant roses. Near the top of the list is this one, Dark Desire. It doesn't always live up to the name for color, it depends on the sunlight basically and the temperatures, but the fragrance is always exceptional on this rose. Also, right near the top of our list is Lady Emma Hamilton. A very strong as well as complex fragrance. It certainly grabs your attention and will not let it go. Now, if you have strong disease issues, perhaps this rose isn't for you. But if you're in an area where you can grow it and you love fragrance, this is one to put at the top of the list. This one, Princess Charlene de Monaco, would be for you if you may have more disease issues, because this is a very healthy rose. Fragrance is exceptional, beauty is great, but definitely worth putting at the top of the list. An incredibly fragrant rose, as well as a unique color, is Munstead Wood. Might benefit from a little bit of extra care to give it a little more strength in growing and rebloom, but the color is wonderful. The fragrance is exquisite. Blessed with a wonderful tea fragrance with some other nuances in it is Sweet Love. The fragrance just seems to go with the color of this rose and beauty besides, so I certainly recommend this one for you if you want one that repeats well, is a good rounded shrub, and yet has a wonderful fragrance as well. Boscobel is another with a strong and complex fragrance with a hint of myrrh involved in it, which makes it interesting. This one also will depend on the disease issues in your area, but if you can grow it, it is beautiful and fragrant and will bring a lot of joy in your garden. If disease is an issue in your area, Earth Angel would definitely be one to try. With incredible beauty, exceptional fragrance, it is a small shrub, well rounded, that repeats well, and the fragrance is wonderful on this one. For an old rose fragrance, I actually recommend this, which is in fact an old rose. This is Maiden's Blush, or Great Maiden's Blush, and the one that we have does have exceptional fragrance to go with the beauty. It does bloom only once, so if you would prefer a repeat bloomer, I would recommend Gertrude Jekyll in its place. Back over to a tea rose fragrance, I recommend Dwayne's Delight. It starts with a medium to strong tea rose fragrance, and then as it goes through the age of the bloom, it slowly switches over to a medium strength myrrh fragrance, with an interesting blend throughout the middle of it. But its fragrance is as beautiful as the rose bloom itself. Back on the old rose side of things, I would recommend this. Beringer has been reintroduced through High Country Roses, and the old rose fragrance is very fitting for the incredibly stunning bloom that it carries. So if moss roses are your thing, I would certainly recommend this one for you to try. And once again, if repeat bloom is desirable, the strongly fragrant Gertrude Jekyll is always a wonderful option. Although I only grew Bolero for a short time, the fragrance as well as the beauty of this rose has always stuck in my mind, and I always think I'll bring it back around, and I would certainly recommend you do as well. This bloom of Fantin Latour I actually saw and smelled in a greenhouse one time and have been searching for it ever since, so if you can get your hands on it, I highly recommend it. Your nose will thank you. If tea rose with a spicy note to it is your thing, then I would definitely recommend Lady of Shalott. The repeat bloom on this rose will provide armloads of blooms for your nose to enjoy. Always near the top of our list since we first grew it is the Generous Gardener. The fragrance is as pronounced as the growth of the plant. If you can grow this as a climber, I highly recommend that you do that. Combining disease resistance and fragrance is no easy feat, and Summer Romance accomplishes that with beauty as well. Right at the top of my list, although I am admittedly biased, is the fragrance of Love's Light. It has to be smelled to be believed. It is very complex, very strong, and I think perhaps just as intoxicating as the bloom is when the sunlight shines through it. Possessing a wonderful old rose fragrance is Lovely Lady in Red. A very old rose looking bloom, repeat is exceptional, and the old rose fragrance is certainly befitting the bloom that it comes in.